Hello everybody, welcome to Round 14.life. If you like what we're doing, follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook.
You know you never give up, and you know you gotta get down. Put your nose to the ground.
I'm joined here today by Kristina. Kristina, thank you for coming by. I know how busy you are. Kristina, don't let the good looks fool you. She's as tough as they come. And with good reason. She has a great story to tell, and we're going to hear a little bit about her journey. I've met a lot of people on this Round 14.life journey, and every one of them inspires me more and more and more. And meeting Kristina, seeing her story on Instagram, and what she does and how she helps people, it truly is amazing. So Kristina, welcome aboard. And you're very active. I mean, you are very active. You work out, okay. You box a little bit, okay. And you're in the nursing field, or you used to be?
I am a nurse, sole nurse. I'm actually a nursing supervisor now.
Wow, congratulations. That's
Thank
awesome.
you.
And Kristina was on vacation?
Yep, I was on vacation. I had went on vacation with some friends to Austin, Texas. We were out on a boat one day, decided to rent a boat last minute, and I was involved in a boating accident where I ended up in the water. I immediately got pulled underneath the boat and pulled right through the propeller, and instantly lost my entire right arm from the top. Complete amputation. Happened very suddenly. Thankfully, I am a nurse. I was intensive care for the heart. Cardiac intensive care nurse, so with my nursing experience and skills and some rescuers, I was able to stay alive. Okay,
so here you are having a good time with your girlfriends. Life is good, young lady, beautiful, and here comes your Round 14. Here comes that struggle, and this is what I tell people, like usually that struggle, it's never planned, you know, whether it's a financial or an illness or something, it's out of nowhere. When we least expect it, and here comes your Round 14. So, all right, now the accident happened. All right, how'd you get home? I mean,
so I was brought to obviously paramedics, and they brought me and were airlifted to a hospital about 2 hours away by car. It was, I think, like a less than 15-minute flight. I got pulled into immediate surgery. I've had 11 surgeries since, and just had to definitely, as a nurse, learn how to be a patient and just be an advocate for myself.
Now you're on the other side. So now you took care of so many people, and now it's time for to be the patient in a very serious condition.
Yep.
Okay, so moving forward, how many things, like how did you, like you're a fighter. I mean, I've seen your Instagram account, and you work out, you have a great job, you're a wife, a sister. I mean, you're not stopping. So it's almost like this struggle, it kind of catapulted you to find that a different, like a true warrior, a real life warrior. How did you find that switch to get turned on?
I honestly think I was very accepting when I had first seen it, the extent of the damage, and I just felt like there were many choices I could make to change my life. I could go with so many different ways, and I could be that sad story, rightfully so. I could be, unfortunately, I was in so much pain, I could have turned into the addict. There were so many avenues, and I just knew I needed to be ahead of the game and to be an advocate for my own care, have faith in my medical team. I know I had that my body can overcome this. So definitely having a lot of faith in, and I was always amazed by the human body to begin with.
Absolutely.
And it can do amazing things. So I knew that one day I was gonna be free of pain. That one day, like I would be able to work through all the emotional issues and the body dysmorphia and, grow confidence and I definitely had a great support system.
Were you married at the time?
We were married at the time.
All right, so your husband had to be right there.
Yep, he was right there. He was, I'm always very grateful and thankful. I mean, he was one of the main reasons that I did push forward. He was with me every appointment, every step of the way, so encouraging, so supportive, just always telling me, how great I looked and that nothing else, the body didn't matter. and you know, he definitely was what I needed then. But I did feel like, you know, I realized about a year after the accident, a couple months later, that there was going to be parts of my journey that I had to walk by myself. No matter how many people were around, how good of a support system, how great my doctors were, I had to do that on my own. And I just had to get up the courage to do that and to explore what that was like on my own. Going into stores alone by myself,
Sure.
you know, going food shopping, doing, you know, tying my own shoes, learning how to dress, you know, tailoring my clothes and making myself confident was a big thing for me. Because, you know, I was a 31-year-old woman that wanted to dress nice and wanted to
Sure.
feel good.
Kristina, it seems like, I mean, talk about fighting on two battlefields here. I mean, obviously there's a physical thing you had to overcome, but the mental part of it. I mean, that's where it all starts. You know, the mental part of it. You overcame that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how did you? What? Like, your husband was there. I mean, there had to be some way. Where did you find that soul search, or what was it that mentally you said, I can do this?
I think it just kind of came with that decision to move forward with my life. I said, you know what, I'm not going to be that person sitting. I'm not going to lose in opportunities, not going somewhere, not going to the beach, not putting on a bathing suit. I'm not going to sit inside. I was never that person before.
Wow.
Why should I still be that? You know, why should I choose that road?
Yeah.
And I have every entitlement to be on that beach in that bikini, every entitlement to be, you know, at a concert, you know, looking this way or feeling this way. Just like anybody else. Like, why not? Like, why not? I'm going to do this.
So you decided to fight. Mentally, you said, you know what? It's not going to affect me. I'm going to be in control.
Because I still feel like I survived for a reason. It's not to wallow in the house and cry every night. It's to show people that I'm entitled to be here just as much as you are. So that kind of drove me, that when people do stare, I've had people come up to me, say amazing things, and some people come up to say not so nice things to me. You know, the rude comments, the ridicule, overheard ridicule, you know, it gets to a person.
Sure.
But to continue in that store, to keep food shopping, to pretend like you don't hear, to not make kids feel uncomfortable when they're looking at you at a birthday party, you know, just these things you just have to never let your chin fall. And I always would say that to myself when I remember once I was at the beach and there was a crowd of people and I had to walk through them, and I just felt so naked with everything so
Sure.
physical on my outside, and I was just like, you do not look down, you smile, you show them. They almost made me feel like I didn't have a right to smile. And it might have not been all in my head completely, because most of the time you do make it up on your own. But you know, I was just like, I will never allow somebody to make me feel like I don't deserve to be here because of the way I look. And
Okay. So the healing process, both physical and mental, unbelievable challenge, but you've met them. So work, your, you know, your life at home. I mean, you probably were thinking, I have to get back to normal as soon as I want to be regular routine.
yeah.
I mean, did that help?
I definitely had to adjust my routine and search for a new life. That's ultimately what it came down to. So as a nurse, I did go back. I had multiple jobs. I actually worked at the hospital. I was a forensic nurse for certain counties in New Jersey. And I did home care. I worked in plastic surgery. I had multiple little gigs. And I was like, I just need to get back to a routine.
Stay busy.
Yeah, so I did go back to the unit, a bedside critical care nurse. I did obviously have a lot of physical limitations. My job worked very well. Everyone was so supportive at work. And I mean, it was an adjustment for both of us. Even patients would look at me and I almost felt like I had to validate my nursing knowledge to show, like, you know what I can do? I do know this stuff. Nursing is physical, but it's 90% of my brain. So I took a little step back. I was more of a resource nurse for the unit. I stayed there a year, and then now I transitioned into management.
Wow. And what about the physical part? You work out. You look fabulous.
Thank you.
I mean,
Thank you.
doesn't that helps as well? Not only physically,
yeah.
but the exercise.
Yep, I mean, pain was a big obstacle for me, so it helps with the pain. It helps just me mentally, let off some steam. And I just always figured, you know what, if I'm not going to have an arm, I might as well have, you know, a good body, solid body, and
Sure.
just,
Yeah.
you know, do the best I can.
Absolutely. So there's no quit. I mean, it's just move forward and keep moving forward.
That's right.
I know you're involved with some organizations now.
Yep. So I'm an advocate for the amputee, people with disabilities communities.
Okay.
I'm a founding member of Gamut. It's a marketplace for people with disabilities
Okay.
to be involved more in mainstream media, you know, commercials, TV, movies, things like that, ads. because we should be seeing people with disabilities on there. They're a
Absolutely.
big part of our community, and why shouldn't they? So bringing that into the light, for me personally, my clothing, altering my clothing, making adaptive clothing, certain zippers and buttons I can't use, I change them to magnets, I change them to bands instead of, buttons and things like that.
Absolutely.
So, definitely there's a lot of big name companies that have an adaptive line for people with issues, and it's not just for people with disabilities, it's children, senior citizens that can, have issues tying or
Absolutely.
Alzheimer's. So
Wow.
there's a lot there that you just have to look for. So just bringing that into, the community so people know about it.
Where can people find that organization?
Well, you can follow me on Instagram. I put a lot of stuff up there. tina.with.a.kay. Tina with a K. Because I'm Kristina with a K.
Okay.
And I post a lot of my stuff on there.
Beautiful. What can you tell people? What would you tell somebody who's going through a tough time like you went through? I mean, just put it out there. We know it's not easy. But the things that worked, that you got through, how can you tell people to, like, this is what you have to do? Try this.
So for me, obviously, like I said, pain, getting a good medical team for a trauma victim, having faith in them, but definitely being with a medical team that will let you steer it to some capability, to have faith in them, for me, a good occupational therapist, a good prosthetist. I do have a prosthetic in the works. I had to definitely go through a lot of hoops to get the proper one, the proper fit. Just a good support system, lean on your friends, be very vocal if you need help, if you just want company. I can't imagine people doing this with no support system. A lot of people, in my faith, I knew that this happened for a reason, and that was also a big part of why I pushed forward, because so many things aligned that day, so many people were in my path to survive, that it was against, I can't even explain why as a nurse that I survived that day, but I did. Wow. So I definitely feel like this was my purpose the whole time, which made it more accepting. So all the things just lined up. So faith, definitely, and then just believing in your body and what your body's capable of, even especially during recovery, because you set your own limitations, and you really do. You have no idea what your capabilities are until you push forward, and that's when you need to keep fighting that last round. Sure. So it's at your lowest point that you got to get to the next one to make it.
Wow, that's amazing. So now we have the physical component, the mental side of it, which is tough. I mean, the support team, okay, and that's at home and the hospital, right? The rehab. I mean, there's so many things to put together. So people, if they reach out to you, you can help lead them in a certain direction.
Oh, absolutely. Yep. I definitely, just for me being obviously a very visible amputee, I did reach out to the Amputee Coalition, which is a huge organization in the United States, and I linked up. I asked to have a peer counselor assigned to me, so you can just go on the website and fill out some stuff and have them send you information. So I actually had them have a peer person call me, and this girl around my age, similar amputation. She was a congenital. She was born with it though. And we talked, I told her all my concerns, my fears, and she definitely was there for me. I mean, we still, catch up here and there, but she was definitely the first face where I said, she's living independently. She's doing all this stuff. She has a job. I can do it too. So there are so many resources, but you have to be willing and try to find those things out. So
they're out there. And now with you leading the way, I mean, showing people, listen, I can do it, you can do it. I mean, that's beautiful.
Thank you.
So, I mean, what else would you tell the people out there that are going through struggles? Just don't quit.
Just don't quit. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I didn't think it was fair that I would have to sit this one out. I have a long life ahead of me. I can have children. I can do so many things, and why lose out on this from this one terrible day? But as I told you earlier, like, so many amazing things happened from this one horrible incident. And, I'm just very lucky to have met people like you, people sharing my story, interviewers, just getting the word out there that you can push forward. There is life after that.
Wow. Well, I think, for some reason people are chosen. I mean, you're definitely a leader. You're an inspiration to me. I mean, I saw your story on Instagram, and it's so inspiring. And I know when people see the story, they're going to be inspired too. So thank you for I want to thank you for everything you do for giving us inspiration.
Thank you.
And thank you for finding the time.
Thank you.
Everybody, Kristina, put them up. We never stop. Round14.life. Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You know you never give up.